Hey everybody, welcome to this week's episode of my Dirty Laundry Diary. My name is AB. I hope you're doing well, that your week was good. If it wasn't, I'm really proud of you for getting through it. My week was okay. I'm still, as you can probably hear, sick. I'm more so just congested now. Also, my one cat is near my mic and he won't move. I've moved him, he keeps jumping back up. So you might hear purring or something in the background. Pay it no mind, please. I have a stubborn mule for a cat. To be fair, most cats are that way. Oh my gosh, no, he's sitting with like his paws draped over the edge. That's so cute. Are you kidding me? Anyways, focusing. My week was okay. I had my annual review for my place of employment, which is always just a fun time, especially because you feel like, I gave my all to this place. I feel soulless and hollow, and then they tell you you're worth like a 3 out of a 5. It's fine. Which, I mean, I'm pleased with my rating, my score for the year, but it's just weird. I've also not been sleeping great, so I am a little delirious at all times. It is currently 10:47 p.m. I should be asleep. I'm not going to be. I probably won't sleep for another couple hours. Part of my charm. Anyways, this week's episode is going to be me talking about how annoyed I am with myself. Isn't that fun? Isn't that a fun little topic? I haven't been sleeping well again, and I haven't been writing in my journal, and I'm just in my head all the time, and I get really annoyed and really frustrated with myself about that because I want to be more present. I want to take care of myself, and then silly me, I forgot that my brain is literally wired to work against me. Like, sometimes I'm doing so good and I'm living la vida loca, as they say, that I forget that I'm bipolar. And then the bipolar starts doing the bipolaring. And then I'm mad and annoyed because I was doing so good. I had it so good. What do you mean? Why are you back? What are you doing here? And then I stopped talking to people and I stopped reaching out and I stopped being present and I stopped feeling like myself and I stopped sleeping well and I stopped eating well and it's all just this one little blah, 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 blah spiral. And then I don't reach out to people. But this time I am reaching out to people. I had a mental breakdown on the walk home from work the other night, so I called my friend and he is in a play, so he was actually rehearsing and he wasn't able to pick up. But that's fine. He's forgiven. And so then I texted and voice noted two of my other very near and dear to me friends. And I was like, hey, I'm spiraling about this right now. And it was because I had a conversation with my brother where I talked about how a lot of the time I will I apologize. Speaking of my cat, just knocked my microphone over. We're back. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. What was I saying? My brother. You're in love with me. I'm in love with Tobias. My brother-in-law? Anyways, sorry. We were having a conversation and I said how, I think a lot about death. Like, not wanting to die or being dead, or like what happens after. But I think about, I hope that when I'm gone, this person thinks about this memory or this moment with me. Or they come back to like this place because we had a great time here, and they come back and they think about me here, or they visit me here, blah blah blah, things like that. Mainly, I don't want to be forgotten after I'm gone, and I hope that I have a big enough impact on others, and I'm kind enough, or whatever it may be, that they think about me positively and they actively miss me. Whatever sort of mental illness that is, I don't know. I'm not going to unpack that with my therapist quite yet. But I was talking about that with him, and he was like, "Oh, I never do that. That's crazy. Like, you focus on death so much." Oh, that's crazy. I wonder why you're saying that to your sister who's literally been to the psych ward. Not the point. Not the point. And it hit me. I spent all my time preparing everybody else, or thinking I'm preparing everyone else for when I go, or preparing myself for when I go, hoping what other people will do or think about. Like I'm at my own funeral mourning myself. And I'm not in the moment. Not necessarily not in the moment. I don't want to say that, actually. That thought goes into my brain and I wish it didn't. I wish I could just be there and not have it in my brain. But it does. It happens every time. Just today, I went and I visited my aunt, who I love and cherish, and she is one of my favorite human beings on this planet. And it was, we do these things called Stitch and Bitch, where we bring crafts and we just chat for hours. And then we have little snacks, and it's delightful, and it's so much fun. I love it. And I'm sitting there, and I'm silent, just listening to everyone else talk. And of course, my aunt, being the cherub she is, goes, "You okay, sweetie?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm perfectly content. Sometimes you just need to sit and listen and not talk at all." And she goes, "Okay, as long as you're okay." And she filled up my cup of tea, and she brought me some more snacky snacks, because she is, again, an angel sent from God above. I love that woman. And it wasn't necessarily I didn't want to talk. I just didn't have the capacity. I couldn't, because I was thinking about how, gosh, I hope I remember this moment. And I hope that if I'm ever gone before my aunt, she remembers me like this. Someone that came and when I was called and got to enjoy moments. And then it stemmed into, I wonder what she'll think when I die. Because I'm just convinced I'm going to die before everybody else. Why? Why? I'm saying that to myself. Why am I doing that? I have no earthly idea. And so then I just keep getting frustrated. And then by the time we got done with my aunts and I went to visit my grandparents, who are other people that I loved near and dear and some of my favorite people on the planet, again, I was so angry. I was waiting for someone to say something to make me snap. Because I was so mad. And then I got overstimulated and I was too warm and I had to go walk outside. I don't know if anyone out there can relate to that, what I've just said. I don't expect anyone to. Maybe you can a little bit, or you get the vibe, or I am a terrifying individual and need to be sent back to the ward. I don't know. Again, I want to preface this. I am not thinking about dying. I do not want to die. I hope you do not want to die. But these are just thoughts in my brain. And I want to talk about them because there's probably someone out there that has similar thoughts that I do, or similar I don't know, neural pathways, I don't know. And when you're feeling low, or you're depressed, or you're having issues with your thoughts, a lot of the time you feel like you're the only one that has them. And after reaching out to my friends, I'm not alone in these thoughts. These other people have thoughts like this. And so I hope that if you're listening to this, you know that you're not the only one thinking this. And it's okay to get really mad at yourself and frustrated with yourself. I get mad at myself all the time. I get so annoyed with myself. Remember not to beat yourself up, though. The really frustrating part for me about being mentally ill is it's not something I can control. I can take medicine to help. I can practice things to help, like writing, therapy, all of those great things. But unfortunately, with mental illness, specifically the one that I have of bipolar, there is always going to be the risk that I will get bad again, that I will hit a low. Same with depression, same with anxiety. There is no guarantee that your symptoms, whatever they may be, will stop forever. Even with medicine. For me specifically, I'm not on any medicine. Nothing against them. Just the 3 times that I have been on them, been to the ward. Okay? Tried one. It went so bad that we switched immediately. The second one, I went to the ward. I got out. Third one, relapsed in some not kind practices to my body. And we'll say it that way. Medicine has never worked super well for me. In the same way that it's not, I'm going to have a low period again. Medicine will stop working for me. And for most people, from my understanding, medicine is not typically a long-term thing, or the dosage that you're on is not long-term. That, at least for my discussions of medicine and talking to people who are on medicine, that is what medicine is like for mental illness. For me, anytime I try, no matter the dosage, I'm going down. Going down hard, hitting the ground hard, okay? And that's fine. And it's just part of my charm, my sparkle. And I get to this point where I'm kind of coming out of it. I'm able to recognize that I'm in a low, I'm going through a low. Maybe I already hit the lowest point and I'm kind of going up again. And that's great. I'm able to recognize it. I made it through. I'm doing the things that make me feel better. But it's the fact that I'm doing it again. And this time I haven't relapsed in anything negative. I mean, my eating got a little shoddy there, if we're going to be real, but not to the extent that it has been previously. I haven't done anything negative to my body. I've actually been consistently working out, which is pretty crazy for me, on top of like my already there New Year's goal. Because usually when I start to feel bad, I stop all like extra forms of exercise aside from walking to work. So, pretty proud of myself in that realm, I'm not going to lie. But I get so mad. I'm like I'm yelling. Like when you watch a movie or something or a TV show and you're like, "No, don't go in there. Don't go in the room. That's where the murderer is." And you just want to like shake the character. That's what I want to do to myself. Like, wake up, wake up, wake up. And a lot of the time when I feel like this, I think of the quote from The Office that Andy says. I think it's the last episode where he goes, "I wish you knew you were in the good times when you were in them, not when you're out of them." And that's how I feel every time that I hit this low. Gosh darn it, I wish I knew that I was good and I was maybe balanced or feeling better when I was actually feeling better, so I could have enjoyed it more. Or I could have appreciated more, or taken more pictures during that time, or more videos, or written more, or any of those things. babe, you were there enjoying them. You were enjoying the good moments while you were in them. That's why you don't have all of this stuff, all these photos or all these videos or all these written things, because you were there. And now you're not in those moments, so you're reflecting. And you're in your brain, and your brain goes to a weird place when you're feeling low. Respectfully, AB, it is a labyrinth up there. And it's probably a coping mechanism stemming from my childhood. It's definitely got to do with my mental illness. But I just get so mad at myself for being this way. And it's not anything I can control. I can work on my coping mechanisms. I can work on reaching out to people. I can work on how I express myself. I can do those things, which is honestly what this podcast is me working on things. But there is literally nothing I can do to stop my brain from being bipolar. So then I have a breakdown and I cry and I call my friends and I text them and I listen to Radiohead full volume in my headphones while I lay on my kitchen floor. No mentally okay person has ever said that sentence. And then you record a podcast episode where you just talk about how you are so annoyed and frustrated with your brain and you can't do anything about it because that's life. And it's really annoying, but it's life and I'm alive. So yeah, this episode is going to be me complaining about how my messed up brain is being messed up. What are you going to do about it? I think the biggest takeaway I want you to have from this episode is your thoughts are your thoughts. They are your thoughts, but you might not actually be so alone in the thought process. I want you to remember when you're feeling bad that you are not alone. Even if it is some loon in Western New York named AB who says random stuff on the internet. I know that's not the most comforting person to have the same thought process as, but could be worse. Could be worse. I also want you to remember to be kind to yourself and know that a lot of the time you have no control over how your brain is working. I also encourage people who have someone in their life that is mentally ill or has a mental illness maybe you don't have or don't understand, and they reach out to you. I say this because my one friend I reach out to asked me this. Ask them if they want advice, help working through the thoughts, or they just want you to sit and listen. For me personally, a lot of the time when I'm reaching out, it's because I want to talk to someone about the thoughts, but I want to give them a heads up that these thoughts are kind of scary or kind of out there, depending on how I'm doing. But a lot of the time, too, I want them to sit and listen to me talk and then help me work through it. Sometimes people just want you to sit with them. They don't even want to talk. So in the same way that you need to be kind to yourself, make sure you're also being kind to others and listening to them. I personally, as much as I get frustrated with myself, I get really frustrated when I reach out to, we'll say my brother specifically, and I'll be like, hey, I'm struggling. And his immediate response is, oh, well, you should go back on medicine. That's not necessarily a bad idea. I'm not saying you're wrong, But one, medicine has never worked great for me. And two, I'm not reaching out to you for that. I'm reaching out to you to let you know that I'm not doing great, and because I want to talk about that. Or I want someone to know that I'm not doing great. And sometimes I'll mention that, oh yeah, I've been feeling, I like to say staticky. It's kind of like it's what I imagine like the Flash feels like when he's going super, super fast. She'll be like, why? What's going on? Like, what would have caused that? Girl, I don't know. My brain, the chemical imbalance that's rocking up there. I can't explain it. I have no idea. But I'm doing it. I'm living it. A lot of the time when I'm low, it's usually like a time of year, an anniversary or something. Or I just enjoyed life too much. But there's some times where I'm like, woo, zappy, 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 woo, 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 static. And those just kind of happen. There's not usually a warning or a notice or a flag. So yeah, takeaways from this episode. You're not alone. Be kind to yourself. Be an advocate for yourself, and be an advocate and support, ally, peer for others. This episode, I don't know if it was coherent. I'll find out when I listen to this to edit it, but I really appreciate you tuning in. And thank you for allowing me to have the space to just kind of do an episode like this, where I am a little crazy. We'll just say it, a little kooky. It's fine. I hope that this upcoming week you treat yourself kindly. And remember to breathe and reach out to people if you need to. I hope it's wonderful. And if it's not, you're going to be okay. You're going to get through it. I don't know how. I don't know why. But somehow we keep getting back here, babe. Look at you go. Look at us go. Are you kidding me? We've got this. I'll talk to you next week. Bye.